What's up, guys? Today we're doing a Let's Open Old Stuff top 10 N64 games of all time, would you call it?
Our all time. Just want to get that clear.
It's definitely
our
all time. And this is one of the more hard videos, the more difficult videos for us to plan on the channel.
Yeah.
You know, if you went back when we were playing N64 every single day and that was our day-to-day gaming console, it might even have been a different top 10.
I don't know about you, but this was like my first home console that I've ever owned.
I had a Sega first, but an N64 was my first console where I had somewhat of a library of games. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I definitely had it for maybe PlayStation 2 is the only one I played a little bit longer.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
but yeah, this is going to be maybe a controversial video. We'll say it that much, because it's not the top 10 best games, not the top 10 most influential. This is the Let's Open Old Stuff between me and you, between the two secret compadres on the other side of the camera. This is our favorite top 10.
Exactly. Yeah. So there are like, for sure, definite should be in top 10s, but you're going to see some stuff that just hits near and dear to our hearts. We just couldn't say no.
All right. So I don't know how much of this we're going to have to edit out. Maybe nothing. This is more of a podcast style type of thing we're doing today. Yeah. But let's get into it. Without further ado, coming in at number 10, fully equipped with Blockbuster stickers, still a rental maybe, 1080 skateboarding by... Yeah, 1080. It just says it again. 1080 skateboarding. So what are your favorite memories of 1080 skateboarding?
1080 skateboarding. That game gave me so many memories.
Sorry to cut you off, but look at this cartridge with all this.
I like how the marker... Did Blockbuster do that?
Yeah.
Or did you guys do that?
No, what I think is that it was Blockbuster's first. Blockbuster closed. Maybe it sold to one of those lingering stores or something. It's like was rented again. It's definitely labeled more than one time. JJ Games.
JJ Games.
There's where I bought it from, probably.
I didn't from JJ. I've never heard JJ Games.
I have no idea. So, like you were saying, 1080 snowboarding.
1080 snowboarding. It was just fun. You know, it was simple. It was fun. It was kind of arcadey. The jumps were great. This soundtrack was awesome. I can't say anything more about that.
1080 skateboarding for me, and one thing I'll mention before I say it is I definitely gave away number 2 in the list by picking up the N64 cartridge already, but that's fine. 1080 skateboarding for me, my favorite memory was like sleepovers and just trying to top each other's score.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so coming in at number 2, you may have already seen it.
Well, you can edit.
Yeah, we'll do something. Yeah. Pokemon Snappers.
Pokemon Snap, number 9.
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap. What can I say about Pokemon Snap?
Pokemon Snap? They're still making those games. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I heard they made a recent Switch release after, what, 20 years or whatever?
Yeah, I have. You know what? This is definitely we're going to be talking about Pokemon Snap for N64. It came in at number 9. My feelings of the new Pokemon Snap are not going to be.
I was going to say, I don't want to say anything negative towards the new Pokemon Snap, but it's just not the same as this one. This one hit home. This one was special. It was one of a kind. It was so simple. It was a rail shooter at the end of the day. It was
simple, but at that time for us, something about going through the levels, like the early levels, and just you'd find little Easter eggs. I don't know if you call it. You couldn't even get to the next level without doing things.
The thing I love most about Pokemon Snap is figuring out how to evolve Pokemon or get Pokemon to show their little faces. I will never forget rolling. Oh, what was it? I already forgot. Wow.
Electrode down
rolling
the thing.
Your Electrode, and then getting the Moltres by shoving Charmeleon into the thing, and the Charizard comes up.
And we're just talking about the first 3 levels here. Yeah. That was a fantastic game. We're definitely going to have to make, you know what, we're going to have to run that game on the channel. Oh, maybe we'll see that on the Let's Open Old Stuff gaming channel one day.
Hey, Loose Gaming.
Gaming, check it out. So, are you ready for number 3?
Let's go number 8.
We'll speed this along a little bit. We're not going to be here all day. At number 8, I called it number 3, but coming in at number 8, Mario Kart 64. Now, some of you on the other side of the camera might be a little upset to see this far down on the list. Now, let's talk about that a little bit.
Could be. Now, the reason why I don't have it in, like, the top 3, top whatever, top 2, is because, to me, as good as Mario Kart 64 is,
as iconic as it is,
to me, it's not the best Mario Kart. whenever I go back to this, I just remember, like...
It's not the best nor the first.
Exactly.
But it made it on the list.
It did.
It made it on the list for that.
Mario Kart is one of a kind of racer, whatever you want to call it. Arcadey racer. One of a kind. It's gotta be in everyone's top 10 N64 games. It just has to.
Who's your favorite character in Mario Kart 64?
Me, I always loved Donkey Kong. I still ride with Donkey Kong to this
I'm a
day.
Donkey Kong guy too, which is weird, but I'm gonna throw a Yoshi out there. If I'm playing against you, I'll take it to the Yoshi level, and I'll take that first place in Calamari
Was it
Desert.
you that was always Toad, or that could have been my cousin?
I definitely was. I'm very flexible in Mario Kart 64. If they
Yeah.
ever do a Canadian Olympic team for Mario Kart 64, I'm definitely signing up,
Try out.
and I might run Toad.
All right.
So, I will run Toad. So, number 7. You ready for number 7? Let's do number 7, and we don't have to rush, but let's move it along. Donkey Kong 64. And you know what? A common thing you'll see on the list here is a lot of the games have 64 written in there. You know, they had to keep beating it into your mind. This was 64 bits of gaming.
That crazy 64 marketing. It's like the Switch.
You know what, too? It wasn't even a leader in the market, but they just kept pumping it.
Yeah, the thing, especially with the 64, like, were they still talking about bits in that time? Because it was all 3D modeling. That was, like, kind of the...
You'll have to check out the Gaming Historians channel for all the specific details. That's not what you're here for.
Yeah.
What you're here for is to see what the boys recommended the top 10.
Yeah, this is what we played when we were, like, 8,
This
10,
is
whatever, so...
8, 10. This is what I would pop in the thing now. When I made my pitches for what we would include in the top 10, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because there's some other ones here that have to be honorable mentions that didn't make it into the list simply because I could not see myself playing them today.
And
I don't want to today. Like I had to take everything into account for what for when I was picking in the top 10.
Especially when you're
and I don't want to spoiler it and say what we left out. We'll maybe revisit that.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about this next game on the list here. Is Donkey Kong 64. This was something I heavily pitched to be on this list. And I just found it, like, I was a huge Super Mario 64 fan. And when it came to Donkey Kong 64, it was like the next level for that. It was taking a franchise that I had already loved, Donkey Kong, and making it a Super Mario 64 type adventure. And the complex ways you get the bananas, then the complex ways you get into different things.
Yeah.
I remember getting on the phone, remembering a phone number from the kid at school and ringing him up and saying, how do I get this part? You know, just something about Donkey Kong 64. I can almost taste the nostalgia.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I never really played Donkey Kong. Is that the one with the Donkey Kong rap in the beginning?
That is definitely the one with the Donkey Kong rap in the beginning. If you want, I will rap it right now.
Please don't. Please save our ears. Yeah, I thought it was cool. You know, it definitely. I kind of liked.
He doesn't have much to say, but he couldn't debate it being on the list.
It's iconic. It's very iconic franchise, very iconic game for the N64. You know, it's got to be in the top 10. Now the positioning.
Let us know if it would have been in your top 10 if you're still with us.
Sure.
Let's move on to the next.
And you need the expansion pack, right? This is what you need the expansion pack.
You need the N64 expansion pack. Wait, no, you need. Oh, I was saying you need the N64 expansion pack to play N64 games, but you're talking about this beautiful blue, red edition.
Red, yeah.
You know, when you had that thing, it was like when you customize your car. You run it with the grill showing.
Yep.
You run it with the thing off. You know, show that little engine. We're already 9 minutes in this video, so what do you think about moving on to the next?
Get on there.
Let's do it. And it is another yellow cartridge. It is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I almost said Tony Hawk Pro Skater 6. That's funny. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Take it away, because you definitely wanted this to be higher on the list. He made a play at having this at number 1, and I had to shut that down for all you viewers out there.
All right, to defend myself, yes, I did want this number 1. Yes, this is my most favorite game of all time. Was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Your most favorite game of all time? This
All
is
time.
not exclusive to the Nintendo 64?
Not exclusive to the Nintendo.
Is this why you have this for every console?
I do, yes.
And Dreamcast, he showed me the other day. I couldn't believe it.
I have it for every single system that's available.
PC?
Did it come out for the PC?
I'm not sure, but I hope we got him.
Well, if it is, you got me.
You have to go get that. Anyway,
Well,
I love Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Full disclosure, the Tony Hawk franchises, sorry to cut you off again for the 10th time in the video. Don't roast me in the comments. Tony Hawk franchise, as a 30-something-year-old man,
Yeah.
if I may or may not be that, I still skate to this day, and that's the reason why. Skateboarding.
Skateboarding, and it was all because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
But I am not half the fan of the Tony Hawk franchise that this guy is, so I'll let him go.
So the reason why I love this game is because the way that they just made it. It was perfect. The challenges were great. It wasn't like crazy long. You felt accomplished when you did something, when you found out secret gaps, when
they added the pivot.
Exactly. The skaters were perfect. That's when they added the manuals, was Tony Hawk 2.
That's my favorite thing about the remakes is that
the secrets, you know, that you can play Spider-Man in this.
Oh man, there were so many cool different things like that.
Just everything that they did with this game, just to me, it's so nostalgic. You can play it for a million hours. You know, it is, I think, one of the highest Metacritic rated games of all time. So don't blast me on that.
We'll throw the honorable mention in here just to like have them side by side for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have 3. That black cartridge is awesome for the N64. We got to throw that on here. But yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah, if only we knew somebody who owned an N64 version of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. But let's move on to number 5, whatever we're at.
That's a low-key brag on the channel, but let's go. We got how much time left here? Number 5 on the list? Number 5 is Super Smash Brothers 64. I have a hard time not screaming right now as that comes up.
Yeah.
That game right there is...
From the moment you put it in and you put the power on it, it screams.
So many good times, so many friendships gained, so many friendships lost over this game.
Favorite item was
my favorite item in this game.
Yes.
I definitely took that lightsaber and just pumped you in the head with it over and over. If you got too close, I was throwing it at you. To this day, my friends don't like playing items in any Super Smash Bros.
You are pretty cheap with those. Me personally, baseball bat.
A win is a win. A win is a win, and I have many of those.
I love that baseball bat. I was king of that baseball bat.
King of the baseball.
I lost it.
So
I lost it now, but I was so good with that baseball bat.
I'm pretty good with the new baseball bat. Oh, you know what? I love those bats. That's definitely a good mention.
Favorite character? Who's your favorite?
My favorite character in this game, I was Star Fox. I've come far away from that, but I was a Star Fox because I would be pumping you from across the map. First, you got to get past the laser. Then you got to get past me throwing the lightsaber at your forehead, and then we engage.
I hate to steal yours, but mine was also Star Fox.
We can have a Star Fox versus Star Fox alternate outfit battle.
There you go.
Another one for the Let's Open Old Stuff gaming channel.
Nice.
I think we should move it along here. Move it a little bit faster. Coming in at number 4 on the list is Mario Party 3. I think this is the first controversial thing on the list. I don't know.
think so. Why?
I
think it deserves more than enough credit for a top 10.
It definitely deserves getting in the top 10. Where it stands on the list, debatable. There's other Mario Party games as well.
Well, we're talking about the N64.
But again,
this was the last N64 Mario Party
100%. And this is the Let's Open Old Stuff top 10. And we had sleepovers, you and I, playing this with every member of our family, every friend we ever had. Even
our enemies. My sister, we partake in games of all night with this. Doesn't matter who it was.
Great times with her. We had great times.
We do not get along.
No, that didn't last very many years.
So Mario Party is in the top 10 for us, just because for that. Just
number 4, solid. And I will throw this out there. Eats a Pizza, we ate the entire pizza.
Dominated.
Tell us that we didn't.
Dominating.
And we will do it again.
Again, who's your guy?
My character in Mario Party 3. Shoot. I'm Mario.
Waluigi. Favorite map? Waluigi's Island. Bring it back, Nintendo.
That is evil.
Let's get it.
Moving along here. Coming in at number 3. We're getting into the nitty gritty right here. We might have to remove a memory card and continue on once we get here. So, boom. 007 Golden Eye. And I think anywhere in the top 5, top 3, these games are interchangeable. And I'm sure they're different for you. But 007 GoldenEye, the first-person shooter multiplayer, something that I can... This is another sleepover fan.
It's what kicked it off.
Definitely.
We had Doom, we had Wolfenstein, but for some reason this game was it.
When I see this cover, when I see this box art, I can taste the Pepsi and Doritos. I can still taste it. And the slippery controllers and all, the golden gun, the maps.
The hat, the dude's hat that just insta-killed.
You show a kid this game today, and he will turn it off in 5 minutes, I swear. The inverted controls, all these different things.
And I think you needed to use the yellow buttons, the C buttons, to like move around. And
But till this day, my favorite memories. This is one on the list that I don't know if I'd go back and complete 100%. You know what? I would. As I said, I would. But 007, GoldenEye.
yes.
What more can we...
Hopefully the three big players can play nice. Nintendo,
Get it together.
Microsoft,
Do us
and,
right.
Who's the movie? MGM, whatever. Hopefully they can play nice, and we can get this iconic thing back on the Switch or the.
And I don't want to see that. You know that remake that they made back in the day? I think it came out on PS3 and PSP. They had a GoldenEye 007 remake, and honestly, there's a whole. That's another video of why that.
Yeah, we're going to say that for.
That's a whole
day.
other video of why that flops. So let's move along here.
Let's get on.
Let's move along here. Number two, you can maybe see it peaking, and we have a limited edition cartridge of Zelda: The Majora's Mask, and it had to be this or Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is the one we had on hand, but also
this is my personal number 2, Ocarina of Time. Probably besides Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Majora's Mask is my favorite. Those two are my favorite games of all time.
For me, something about Zelda Majora's Mask was like my first adventure. I know it's Nintendo and you might laugh when I say this, but this was my first big boy game. This was the first game where it was like it took some thinking. You know, it was time-based. It took a lot of knowledge. It took a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
You take a week off of that game, you don't know where you are.
Even discovering, like, the songs, like...
Oh, I can hear the tune in my head,
Yeah.
and I can see Eponia riding up for me to mount her.
Yeah.
What a great game. And again, we're not
Collecting
going
the
to come
map.
here with any technical knowledge of what this game was, but it did break boundaries.
Besides the bunny ears, what was your favorite mask? And obviously the spoiler alert if you never played this.
I'm just going to go with the one on the cover. I love that one so much. That purple Majora's
Well, that
mask.
That counts. All right.
And what more can we say about this game? Let us know in the comments what your favorite. I want to know what you remembered the most about Majora's Mask.
Get number 1.
And number 1, we'll be right back for number 1. All right. I don't know why I talk like that more and more the further we go in the video, but coming in at number 1, and again, controversial list, but it's our list, not your list. Let us know your list. We'll look through that and shoot you a little comment.
Below.
Shoot you a little comment back. So coming in at number 1, the maybe most bundled game of all time, Super Mario 64. And I had to make a little bit of a, you know what? Not even debating. No debate for me. Super Mario 64 is like one of my favorite games of all time. All time for anything.
It's up there for sure.
It's my Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I'll play it anytime they port it to any console. I played it for DS, which was a fantastic, probably the best Super Mario 64 experience you can have is on the Nintendo DS.
Which is funny because they also released it on the Switch and it's on the N64 expansion pass. So there's multiple ways you can still play this game.
But by far, and I think a community agreed upon thing is that the best Super Mario 64 experience you can have is on the original DS, the chunky boy, the big OG. I still have my original one. It broke.
Whew. I got mine at home, but didn't think to bring it, honestly.
I have DSs, but I don't have the chunky boy. But yeah, definitely. Anyway, that's another video. We'll go through, check out our top 10 DS games of all time. We definitely got those.
Yeah, we definitely.
But Super Mario 64, this, as far as platformers go or open world concepts, this for me was such a groundbreaking thing.
It was revolutionary.
And it's crazy that it's such a revolutionary thing came on such an underpowered console. There were other things in the market that far could have surpassed it.
Yeah.
The Grand Theft Autos were already out there. There was different...
Yeah. And the limitations of the N64, especially with the cartridges.
It's crazy, too, because they took... Which was not a flaw, but definitely not a strong point of the Nintendo 64 was computing power.
Absolutely.
And they used it to be a marketing thing.
Absolutely.
But it was quick. It was quick into the market with the 64, but it got beat really fast.
Yeah. and it started a new formula for future games. It wasn't always so linear, just like the, Mario 1, 2, 3. This game, you can go anywhere in that world at you can.
I loved it. I loved going into the
Jumping into
each
the
level
and
and
jumping into the pictures, just doing that triple backflip into your pictures. Man.
Not to date us for the second time in the video, but these were times before the internet.
Yeah.
Like, the internet was out there, but it was an expensive thing to have. We didn't all have that. Maybe you had a friend who had an older brother with a magazine to tell you how to do a couple of these stars. But for me, I would jump into that painting. I would read the name of the star and try to figure out this riddle here. Yeah. How am I getting this star? Yeah. Every single map. They even had that. Remember the first time you found that hidden one? The one on the wall where there's no painting there. You jump through. You're like, I am a magician.
This game was definitely, much like Pokemon, it was definitely like a courtyard game. People would talk about it on the play yard for sure.
Definitely talk about it on the play yard. You say, how many stars do you have?
Or
There's always that little liar till you had 150, and you didn't get 150. Yeah. I know you're running up those stairs forever. You're not allowed through that door.
Even the cannon one and the first one, that was tough for me as a kid to figure it out.
Tough how to unlock the cannon?
Yes, and so even the flying hat, man.
To bring up Blockbuster for the second time in the video, I actually had figured out, because I come from humble beginnings. And I didn't get the N64 or any console till a little bit later. If you remember, I was a late adapter back in the day. And I remember I learned how to get all the stars on the first few levels just from standing in Blockbuster.
What do you mean?
I would stand in Blockbuster at those booths they had.
Oh, kids were playing, or
those N64 booths, and I would stand there and play Super Mario 64. My grandmother would go do her errands or whatever. I say, drop me off at Blockbuster. She'd go next door to the grocery store, and I would stand there.
Wow.
And the guys at Blockbuster, they were so cool. They would let you just stand there and play.
That's crazy. I thought you meant like you were one of those kids, like like Walmart, they had like those display units. And I thought you were just like standing around kids playing on the display.
No, I'm playing the display unit myself.
Okay, you're figuring it out.
Yeah, so I don't know what more we could wax poetic on our memories of Super Mario, of the top 10 and the N64 as a whole, but we could do this all day.
Even though, don't kill me, that's not my number one. It deserves to be the number one.
Oh yeah, we're doing a list here. Yeah. I completely forgot. So back to the number one game. It definitely. We could sit here and say if we were going to prison and we can only have one N64 games for the rest of our life, it might not be Super Mario 64. But when it came down to it and we were sitting here with our little old coffees thinking about what is the number one top game.
Yeah, it checks every